You might have heard that self love is giving yourself whatever you want whenever you need, whether it's chocolate, an emotional shopping spree, an extra hour in bed. But I'm going to give you the hard truth. That is not self love, that is self sabotage. God wants us to be the healthiest and highest version of ourselves. So, by using God as a support system, we can actually create a healthier body, a healthier mind, and a more purposeful and happier life. 3 years ago, I was going through a high conflict divorce. I have two teenagers and I have zero family in the area. My closest family is 3,000 miles away. To say I felt alone was an understatement. I felt very alone. But through this time, I have leaned on God every step of the way. And I am now the healthiest I've ever been in my life. I have continued to grow my six-figure business. I've created wonderful, purposeful relationships, and I've been able to take my children on some amazing vacations. I took them to Cabo, I've taken them to Costa Rica, I've taken them to Sedona, and we've gone to Palm Springs. It has been so amazing to see my dreams be fulfilled with the support of God, especially as a single mom, thinking I had to do it all alone. So if you feel alone and you feel like you're struggling or you feel like you don't know where to turn, this video is for you because I'm going to show you how to use your faith and how to lean on God for support to become the healthiest and happiest version of yourself. This channel is all about finding joy, ease, and alignment in becoming healthier. And oftentimes we are told we need to have discipline. I much prefer the word intention. Intention is something that we can live with our whole life. Discipline is something we have to push through and it has to be difficult. It doesn't have to be that way. We can actually enjoy becoming healthier, but we have to understand that we have to make some challenging choices and become a better version of ourselves. Becoming a new version that is no longer tied down by those negative habits or bad choices that we have relied on in the past. Some of the challenges that I have gone through are things like comfort eating, being prideful, comparing myself to others, living in scarcity or lack, feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed out, and being tied down by bad habits. All of these things are things that you can get yourself out of if you lean on God and seek inner strength through God. As I said, this channel is all about ease, alignment, and joy. However, that does not mean everything is a cakewalk and nothing will be difficult because, of course, life is full of challenges. However, what I will tell you is it is so much easier if you lean on God. For example, if you have a bad habit that you need to kick, and I have a video on bad habits and I will link it in the description. But if you have a bad habit that you need to kick, going it alone is going to be so much more difficult than if you lean on God for strength. One of the bad habits that a lot of people have right now is comfort eating. And comfort eating is something that a lot of times we use for stress relief, we use for emotional support, we use for boredom. And a lot of times it is actually a huge part of self sabotage and it is holding us back. And one thing I want you to understand from this video is that the enemy wants us to be stuck in these habits. The enemy wants us to be lazy. The enemy wants us to be stressed out because that is holding us back from our highest and most purposeful life. If we can get rid of these bad habits, if we can get rid of distractions, if we can take back our energy, and I have also done a video on how to have more energy. I will link that below. But the enemy wants us to be sucked dry of all of these things that are going to lift us up and have us live our most purposeful life. So understand that you can either give into the dark or you can give into the light. Some of the things that you can do for comfort eating to help with that are to check in with your body before you give in to temptation. Is this really what you want right now? Or are you just bored? Is there something else that you can do to fill your time? Are you actually hungry? Are you thirsty? Maybe you need something that is more nourishing. One of the biggest tactics that has gotten me over comfort eating is fasting. And that really helps you identify the reasons why you eat. When you go without food, even for 24 hours, you see the reasons why you reach for food, and it's almost never to be nourished. And so, really have the intention to be nourished by food and not to seek comfort in food. Another thing that God can really help you with, that God has helped me with, is the feeling of overwhelm. I used to wake up in the morning and have intense anxiety. It would just come over me like a heavy weight, and I felt like I didn't know what I was going to do. However, prayer and movement and intention have helped me really release this anxiety on a huge level. But the number one thing that has helped me with my anxiety is trust. Putting your trust and faith in God that everything is going to be okay is one of the most powerful things you can do. And it is also so simple. You can either lean into fear or you can lean into trust. Leaning into trust is going to be what is going to get you over that stress, that anxiety of what you need to do. Take action, pray, seek comfort, but also move your body. Get out there and take a morning walk. My morning walks with getting vitamin D and moving my body help me so much, feeling more in control, feeling less stressed, and feeling like I can take on the day. Another thing that we are plagued by when we feel overwhelmed is comparing ourselves to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. And especially with social media, if you are in a position where you feel alone or you feel like you can't handle anything or you feel like you don't know how you're going to do it, oftentimes other people's lives will look perfect while yours will just feel chaotic. And that is almost never the case. One of the biggest things that got me over comparison was really seeing the behind the scenes of people's life. Even people who look like they have the most perfect life deal with anxiety, stress, and deal with major problems. And so the best thing you can do is to just have an acceptance of where you are right now and be grateful. Being grateful is one of the most powerful things that you can do. There are so many things that we should be grateful for that we often don't think about. We should be grateful for our organs, that they're functioning properly. We should be grateful for our home. We should be grateful that we have a washer and dryer to wash our clothes, a phone that we can communicate with people, our family, our friends, our work. You could go on and on. There's actually a video on social media of a little girl where she just talks about all of the things she's grateful for. I'm grateful for my toothpaste. I'm grateful for my toys. I'm grateful for my mom and dad. And she goes on, and it's so sweet. But to be able to be grateful is going to put you in the self-love frequency. And our frequency will determine how our day goes. So if you start out the day anxious, stressed out, ungrateful, irritated, your frequency will be pulled down and you will start to attract things in your life that you don't want. But if you can be on the frequency of being grateful, you will start to have so much more positivity in your life. You'll be able to handle more things and your faith will be strengthened. This is just a short video, and I'm not promising that everything is going to be easy for you. There are hard choices that are in play here, and you have to make those hard choices sometimes, but it will be a lot easier if you lean on God and if you seek strength in God and understand that you can either go the route of the enemy, which is the dark, or you can go to the light. And the light is gratitude, intention, activity, nourishment, purpose. And then the dark is the opposite. It's anxiety, fear, and it's being lazy, and then soothing yourselves with food. So self comfort, and gluttony, self comfort, I'm going to say with bad habits. So when you are in a situation where you feel like, should I stay here and watch this negative TV show? Or should I go for a walk with my dog? Or should I smoke this cigarette? Or should I make a salad? Or should I scroll on social media? Or should I read the Bible or pray? Those are opportunities to pick the light versus the dark. And those are very powerful opportunities that are going to shape who you are for the rest of your life, for your future. Real self love is not giving yourself everything that you want, it's becoming everything God wants you and created you to be. It's becoming a co creator with God. And it's the gateway to the abundant life that you are actually promised and you deserve. So I would love to know if this video helped you or what you think of it. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know how I can support you. If you like this, make sure you share, like, subscribe. And until the next video, stay glowing.